Washington, CNN, to make a deal, you have to know when it's time to walk. President Donald Trump ripped that classic move from his boardroom playbook Thursday night, seeking to splinter the resistance of House Republicans refusing to pass the healthcare bill that has left his new administration in limbo. After days of trying to charm members of Congress, Trump gave them an ultimatum: if they don't vote yes Friday, he will move on and saddle them with the shame of failing to repeal Obamacare, a cherished GOP goal. If Trump's decision to call the lawmakers' bluff delivers victory on Friday, he will establish his authority over the GOP on Capitol Hill and deliver a much-needed win for a White House under siege. But if his gamble fails, he will taste a humiliating defeat that suggests that the same GOP infighting that handicapped the party while Democrats held the White House is immune to the outsider shakeup he promised for. Washington, with the result of Friday's vote uncertain, there were already signs that the White House was preparing to lay the blame on House Speaker Paul Ryan should the bill fail. Trump is pissed that the bill is struggling to pass, a source told CNN. The president is also frustrated that his staff has been unable to clear the way to passage and feels misled by those aides who advised him to sign on to the GOP leadership's repeal bill. The source close to the president said, Trump realizes his credibility will take a hit if the bill goes down. Another source told CNN that the White House is unhappy with the way Ryan has handled the repeal effort. Ryan's staff responded by issuing a long list of media appearances and advocacy for the bill by the speaker, and said he and Trump spoke for 45 minutes by phone on Thursday night. Trump's book represents his most audacious risk yet in a presidency built on his own conviction that his superior negotiating skills can unlock an era of congressional inertias and pass laws that will reshape the nation. Since its supporters still don't have the votes to pass the bill, it also amounted to the first and perhaps most crucial test of the idea that his art of the deal business approach can translate to politics. Repeatedly on the campaign trail, Trump boasted that he makes great deals, and lambasted the negotiating skills of his predecessor President Barack Obama, for instance over the Iran nuclear deal, as he argued he would have driven a much harder bargain. In negotiation, you must be willing to walk, Trump said in a major foreign policy speech in April 2016. The Iran deal, like so many of our worst agreements, is the result of not being willing to leave the table. On Thursday night, Trump turned those tactics on his own side. But the scale of his wager was clear when Ryan could not say whether the bill would pass or fail. We have been promising the American people that we will repeal and replace this broken law. And tomorrow we are proceeding, a terse Ryan told reporters. Winning is easy, governing is harder. The high-stakes meeting of Republicans Thursday night, including dueling factions of Freedom Caucus conservatives and Tuesday group moderates, followed days of intense political intrigue as the bill's fate hung in the balance. Not everyone charmed by Trump all day on Thursday. There came word of increasing frustration among party leaders on the Hill and the president's associates in the White House at the malcontents of the ultra-right Freedom Caucus. It's fairly amazing that even after meeting with President Trump, they're holding out for removing healthcare from people with pre-existing conditions. Something they know could never pass and goes against everything President Trump promised during the campaign, one GOP aide told CNN's Lauren Fox. Freedom Caucus Chairman Mark Meadows diagnosed the problem. We have not gotten enough of our members to get to yes at this point. The situation plays the political interests of Freedom Caucus members, who fear primary challenges from their right, and Tuesday group members who fear the price to be paid if the bill ejects millions from healthcare rolls. Against those of the new president, it may be that repealing Obamacare will come back to haunt Trump in the long term. But for now, the president needs a political win to steady his administration, which is reeling from speculation about his campaign's ties to Russia's, the double failure of his travel ban, and his own penchant for setting off self-defeating political controversies. The high stakes for Trump were evident on Thursday night, when top aides including Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, Steve Bannon and Kellyanne Conway were spotted heading into the meetings with Republican lawmakers. His budget director, former Rep. Mick Mulvaney, delivered the threat. Vote for the bill or be stuck with Obamacare. Trump has hosted multiple meetings at the White House and blitzed lawmakers with charm and persuasion. But every concession Ryan and Trump mooted to members of the most conservative faction, they risked ebbing support from moderates. And it looked for hours on Thursday that the White House was oblivious to the ebbing support for the bill. The tug-of-war between the factions angered some other Republicans who are not part of either faction and resent their influence, like Alabama Rep. Bradley Byrne. But Byrne predicted that when the bill finally came to the floor, political reality would kick in. If you are a Republican, you have one choice. You're either going to vote with Donald Trump to repeal and replace Obamacare, or you're going to vote with Nancy Pelosi to defeat the only bill that will repeal and replace Obamacare. And if you're a Republican, that's a pretty simple choice.